Hey, I'm James, and welcome to Alternate Sides, a podcast about movies, parking, and a 25-year friendship. Today we are hacking and slashing our way through Mary Harron's satirical horror thriller, American Psycho, starring Christian Bale, Chloe Sevigny, and Willem Dafoe. Along the way, we also discuss the Picard Maneuver, overeager autograph seekers, and Sam gives us an update on his never-ending car trouble. Here we go. Whoa! It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day.
Is it? That's right. You're right.
My wife, she knows me very well. She got me 2 jars of chili crisp, a bar of dark chocolate, and an orchid.
Jesus. This is fucking...
Yeah, what did your wife get for you?
we haven't even acknowledged that it's Valentine's Day yet.
Wow. She's too busy being the toast of Broadway.
That's right. My wife is... I don't see much of my wife these days.
She's having her Broadway debut, and it's going quite well. I think it's been a New York Times critics pick, right? And they're filling the house.
It's going great. It's going as great as could be. Gangbusters.
So nice that one of you is...
One of us is doing all right.
Successful.
Yes.
Although you weren't... Now, let's be fair. Now, I know you probably don't want me to talk about this, but didn't you get nominated for a PGA award?
Yeah, we didn't win.
Oh.
But yeah, we didn't think we were going to win.
I should say that it's not Professional Golfers Association, the PGA award. It's the
No,
Producers Guild of America.
That's right.
One wants to get into the movie.
I hope you've got stuff to talk about, because I've got nothing to say about this movie. Except that, no, I remember it came on, I watched it last night, and as soon as it started, I was like, oh yeah, I remember, I don't like this film.
What don't you like about it?
I don't find it very funny, and I think if it's not funny, then what is it?
Was it funnier in the year 2000?
I didn't think so. Some people did.
It's a satire. Okay, so just extremely brief recap. The story follows Patrick Bateman, the eponymous American Psycho, who is kind of a douchey finance bro by day and serial killer by night. That's basically it. And it's a satire. And I think like most satires, not all, but most, it is a product of its time and feels a bit dated 20, 25 years on. In the same way that Life of Brian or, others. It's very rare that you get a Dr. Strangelove that 30, 40 years on still packs a wallop.
That's true. It's a weird one because it's a satire of a previous era.
Right, it's a previous era which has become more and more... Like in the opening scene, you're in this fancy restaurant and the waiters come up and they're talking about, our specials tonight is a pumpkin pappardelle with arugula this and whatever else. And I was just thinking like, oh, this just sounds like a normal Friday night out now. The stuff that seemed so poncy and impossibly precious and all that foodie culture has sort of become mainstream. So has like all the skincare stuff. He goes through this whole thing, his regimen of moisturizer and exfoliating this. And it's like, yeah, this is like any commercial now on TV.
Yeah.
So in some ways it was prescient or prescient, as you might say.
I might. But I'm saying it's also in 2000 was skewering something from the 80s, right? What year did this movie get?
Right. Oh, that's right. Yeah. 87. That's true. Made in 2000, set in 1987.
Right. So it was already doing that thing then of saying, weren't these guys twats in the 80s? Okay, yeah, sure. I guess my bigger problem, this is not limited to satire, but anything that is like, this is a concept movie, right? This is an idea like, what if we skewered the finance world by making one of them actually a serial killer? Like the thing that we all feel about them, let's just turn it up to 11 and make one of them, and let's satirize that world by doing this game. Okay.
It's become quite memey, this movie. Like you see the, memes of the business card exchange. That's bone, right? The different colors of off-white or whatever. And we should also say our friend Matt Ross is in this movie.
That's right.
The delightful, wonderful human being Matt Ross plays Lewis, who's the bow tie wearing.
Who finally gets Bateman to admit that he loves him.
That Yale thing, you know, probably a closet homosexual who did a lot of cocaine. The Yale thing.
There are funny lines, but that's the thing. With the concept, there's nothing really that the film does that me just describing that concept to you doesn't do.
That's probably a bad sign.
Right, and I think that's the issue with the satire. Like, the satire has to deliver way beyond your simple understanding of the premise of the satire.
Right.
And so, like, Iannucci, who I would say is the greatest satirist of our times, you know, if he says, let's do a satire of, you know, the civil service, the guys behind the thing, the sort of yes minister for updated, whatever. Okay, you could immediately picture that. But then what he does, the characters, Malcolm Tucker and all the rest, are so much better than you and I could have dreamed of.
You're talking about the thick of it, yeah.
Yeah, or
Veep, or Avenue 5.
Or Veep, or Avenue 5. Exactly. Each one is very simply, like, describable, but the actual product is way, 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 way better. This product is just, it's that. And I've never read the book, but I have read other Bret Easton Ellis books. I read, what's the one about the bedroom eyes something?
Imperial Bedrooms?
Imperial Bedrooms. That's a good book. But, like, he has a real sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read the book, so I'm just guessing. But I bet in the book of this, there's a lot more interiority to Bateman, right? That you actually get to look at the world through Bateman's eyes, and that you get to judge this world through his eyes, and you get to feel the disgust that he feels at himself and at the world around him.
Right.
And that probably it's a fantasy rather than a reality.
Well, I think that, did Ellis himself say, I would remember reading about this, that even he wasn't sure at some points whether Bateman was actually doing these things. Like, he's an unreliable narrator, I think.
But that's what I'm saying. Right, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And the question of whether, but even for the author, this is like when even Chandler didn't know who killed the one character in The Big Sleep. Well, there are a few things I could say about it. I mean, there's some sort of making of stuff that's kind of interesting, like that apparently Bateman based his performance on this Tom Cruise interview on Letterman. It was like the idea of like all smiles and empty behind the eyes. Like that was sort of one of his big inspirations, apparently.
That's funny. He's very good. It's not by any means my favorite Bale performance, but he's definitely committed. He's committed to the project.
He is. Well, the director was committed to him being in it. And I guess he was on it for a while. And then...
Yeah, because wasn't it supposed to be DiCaprio at some point?
DiCaprio and Oliver Stone.
Right. Oliver Stone. But that makes sense because it kind of doesn't, because he'd made Wall Street. He'd made another version of this, basically, Wall Street.
Yeah. But it's a little bit... Like, again, the premise is good, but then...
Is it?
There's... Well, I mean, okay, the premise has some interest. I think if you gave that premise to Iannucci, he would come up with something interesting, maybe.
I don't think Iannucci would go near it.
I mean, if I said to you, female vice president who's always second banana and is constantly...
Yeah, but it's all human. This goes into a thing that I've never seen Iannucci do, which is Kubrick would be a more interesting... Like, what would Kubrick do with this?
Right.
But he would make it about something. Mm-hmm. And the thing that it doesn't seem like it's just all, and I know it's the point of it that it's all surface. It's all.
Well, this is what I was going to say is that it sort of has this premise and it starts it up, and then, like, what is this Willem Dafoe character? Willem Dafoe plays this private investigator. Okay, so Patrick Bateman ends up killing the character played by Jared Leto. That's like the first murder you see him to do. He kills him and then. Goes into his apartment and packs a suitcase and leaves a voicemail message that makes it seem, I should say answering machine message, that makes it seem like he, Paul Allen, the guy who's been killed, has gone out of town. But the wife or the girlfriend is suspicious, and so they hire this private investigator who's played by Willem Dafoe. Okay, we've seen this before. There's good versions, bad versions. Willem Dafoe comes in to Patrick Bateman at the office. Mind if I just ask you a few questions? How well did you know him? Paul, da-da-da. But then, like, nothing happens.
No, well, it seems like by the third meeting, it's Willem Dafoe who's providing the alibi for
Right. Okay.
Patrick
Funny. Yeah.
Bateman.
Yeah.
I think it's that. It's the idea that at first, it seems like it might be this, what's the guy's name in Crime and Punishment? Raskolnikov versus, anyway, the two of them, they meet. And of course, from scene one, the detective knows that he has killed him. But it's just a cat and mouse game where he lures him until he tells him finally, well, of course.
Which also doesn't make sense. He's like this empty inside, cold-blooded serial killer, but he gets weirdly nervous in front of the questioner, which I think is weird. And then also, yeah, Willem Dafoe is about to give him the alibi in their first meeting, and Bateman cuts him off because he's so nervous.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, the nervousness doesn't. There's a comedy thing, like the whole Huey Lewis in the News or the Phil Collins and the Whitneys, the music references when he's doing the murder, which I just think is silly. I just don't find it funny. Like like the way he kind of dances around.
You didn't find it funny 25 years ago either?
No, I didn't find it funny. I'd forgotten, I'd blanked it out of my mind that it was only when it started that I was like, I just got that feeling, oh, I got to sit through 100 minutes of this. I remember now. It all came flooding back. I remember this film.
Yeah.
No, I think it's rubbish. I don't like it. I just don't. I don't. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to repeat myself, but I just don't find it funny. And if it's not funny, then what is the point? Like, I guess some people will think, oh, the Phil Collins stuff is funny. But like, is it?
Is it?
I don't know. Did you find yourself laughing?
Well, I'd seen that. That again is like that, and the business cards are like the scenes that everybody knows. You know, those are the scenes that are on YouTube.
You definitely know a bunch of these people. It's also that. It's like seeing a bunch of
Wait, what do you mean? I know a bunch of these people. What does that mean?
Yeah, here's the.
What is this white entitled? What are you talking about?
I've definitely met some of these people as well, but I feel like you've got some of these guys in your Rolodex, and we've all met them. They're all twats, but who wants to watch a whole movie about them? Unless there's something to be said. I don't know. Even Wolf of Wall Street strikes me as a much more...
Oh, that's an interesting parallel.
Like, Wolf of Wall Street, like, at least... First of all, at least there's a story. It goes fucking crazy and it's nuts. At least there's a story. And it's not just silly. Oh, I just go murdering people. I don't know.
It's interesting, too, to read a little bit about the production and how difficult it was just because of the subject matter, because it seemed so provocative and difficult at the time and boundary pushing and unlikable and all these different things. And now it seems quite tame. I mean, isn't this what Dexter is kind of about, the show? Right. I never watched it.
Yeah, that's true. I guess you're right in that at the time when it came out, I do remember it feeling... Well, first of all, this idea, didn't Bret Easton Ellis say that it was unfilmable? His book was unfilmable.
Maybe because part of it is so interior. I mean, that's the thing about a lot of books.
But I think in the way that, like, Lolita was considered unfilmable, right, at the time, which is another, I suppose, satire in a way, and you had to solve that problem. And I think that at the time when it came out, it was pretty out there. I think that some of the like the sex scenes and the violence, it did feel there was no Dexter equivalent, like you're saying. I think that's a good sign of like how we've gone.
I do have to say I like that period of New York. You know, I know sometimes when you and I are writing and we're tossing around ideas, you seem to think that I always come up with the, as you put it, shit 1980s version of an idea. Maybe I'm just meant to be living in 1987.
That's it. That was your peak. New York, down in Tribeca, 1987.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, that's pretty good. That sounds pretty good. You could afford a loft back then.
All right, so you're not on a street where a street sweeper will come? Well,
I am, but he hasn't come so far.
But you're in your car and it seems to be working. No rats have chewed through your cables?
No, so far the rats are fine. But I tell you a good story that happened recently, though. So my sister was coming into town to see Margie in the show. So she was just coming for a weekend. So last Friday, I pick her up from the airport. I go, and I realize my front right headlight is out. And so I'm like, oh, that's something that they'll actually stop you for, right? So on the way back from the airport, we're coming back down Atlantic Avenue. I said to Side, I just got to pop into AutoZone, get one of those, find out what the hell light bulb it is. And so I bought the light, and I said, is there any chance you could hook me up? And he said, no, I can't do that, mate. There's no one here. I was like, all right. So I get back in the car, and Side was like, well, why don't we go see Terry? I know, she knows all about Terry.
How does she know about Terry?
Oh, everybody knows about Terry. I talk about Terry all the time. Every other week, my car is at Terry's house. So we pull up in front of Terry's shop, and I hop out, and I say, Terry, look, the headlight's out. I bought this one. And he's like, is that the right one? And I was like, yeah, they said it was. He's like, all right, let me have a look, whatever. And he does it. And he says hi to my sister. He goes, oh, yeah, where you live in London, this and that. How you doing? Yeah, a lot of chit-chat. Cider gets to meet Terry. He fixes the thing. Off we go. Now,
I have no idea where this is about to go.
No, it was really fantastic. So this was Friday, right? This is Friday noon. We have my cousins come over, hang out. The next day, we're getting up. Margie goes off to do her show. She's got 2 shows on Saturday. Cider's going to go see the matinee.
2 shows on Saturdays, it must be so punishing.
They love it.
Can I just interrupt for a second? Are people after the show like doing that thing? Are they like at the stage door, like waiting for Margie and the other cast members and saying hello or any of that stuff?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There's some people want to sign autographs. It's mostly people who just hang up. There's usually 1 or 2 people every night that or that want to say hi to you. Whatever.
I went to go see Hadestown recently, and as the curtain came down, well, I went to see it partly because they're doing it at my son's school, and that's like the spring musical, and he plays Hades, which is sort of
nice.
I can't wait to see that. That's in a couple weeks. But afterwards, I actually wanted to hoof it out of there pretty quickly because we had parked in the garage next door to the theater, and it's a valet thing, of course, because it's New York. So like, I didn't want to be like number 18 in the line of people waiting for their cars, or whatever. So I got up pretty quick to go out, and there were people just booking it from their seats, like almost so like stupid. Like trampling over each other to get around to the side to the stage door to like line up for the the autographs and such.
Oh yeah, got to get in there. Only the first few will get the good ones.
Wait, what do you mean, the good autographs? Like the
the good autographs, exactly. You got to get right in front. There's different versions of Broadway. Obviously, there's that celebrity Broadway thing,
right?
Denzel and Jake Gyllenhaal, right? Or Clooney's doing Good Night and Good Luck.
Yeah, I saw Patrick Stewart as Prospero in
oh God, he would have been terrible as Prospero.
In The Tempest many years ago.
Did he sing his way through it?
Sing? No, is that what he does?
Oh, he does. He's such a ham. Oh my God.
Patrick Stewart. But this is getting very into the weeds. But on Star Trek: The Next Generation, he played Jean-Luc Picard, and he was
naturally.
They had these Starfleet uniforms, and he had this little tick that he would do. When he would stand up from the chair, he would sort of reach to the front of his shirt and kind of pull down the front of his shirt, like to get it crisp again, kind of thing. This is sort of like the Picard maneuver. This was like a
Picard maneuver, like the Heimlich.
So in the you're going to think this is so funny. So in The Tempest, there's one moment where he's down, he gets up, and he does that in The Tempest with his, which is obviously, and half the crowd is like hooting and hollering and clapping because
so lame. So lame. I bet he must be so ashamed in a way. Like this so-called Shakespearean actor, the only thing people care about is what he did when he was fucking flying around space, pulling his shirt. I'm fucking ridiculous. So anyway, we're Saturday morning. We go for the bagels, right? We go for the bagels, come back, and now it's about 1 or something. And as we're walking back down our block, I just hear, hey! I turn around, it's Terry. Hey, Terry, what's happening? He's like, fuck, look at your car, man. I was like, oh, what the fuck happened? And he's basically put a huge sign on the driver's side thing, a big notice he's taped up saying, "Call Terry, please, call Terry."
So wait, he's come to your block, which is already, I don't know about this, Terry. So he comes to your block, he tapes a sign on your, and then you sort of came up right as he had just done it?
The car was on the block, but I walked by it and didn't see because it was on the other side. So we walked by the passenger side. So I didn't see the sign, right? So he's like, look at the car. And I was like, oh, what's going on? And he says, so when I put your headlight in the other day, I left my phone in your car, in the bonnet, under the hood of the car.
Oh my gosh.
And he says, so I've got another phone. And he's like, I'm calling my phone and it's ringing in your engine. And he said, so for 24 hours, he's had no phone. And of course, all his business, all his work is through the phone. And so he's like, I've been doing detective work to figure out, he's like, I was like, why didn't you call me? He's like, I got your numbers in my fucking phone.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So he's been doing detective work around the neighborhood to try to figure out where I live, where my car is. So he's basically staking me out by the car for about all of Saturday, the poor guy. So anyway, we open up the boot, and sure enough, they're sitting under the hood is his phone. He's like, thank fuck, man. I can't believe what a day I've had. And then he tries to give Wilder $100. And I said, no money for Wilder.
Why would he, $100? What? There's something definitely fishy about this guy. Why would he give your son?
I said, no, you can give him $10. You give him $10. He likes Wilder a lot. He's like, go get yourself something nice. So then I look after Terry, he looks after my son. That's basically. Oh, street sweeper. Turn the engine on.
Hurry up.
Hang on. Moving out.
All right, don't get hit. Don't get hit.
No, it's snow. You got to watch out. There we go. I move. Look at this. Civic duty accomplished.
At last, episode 30, he finally manages to do it.
Yeah. I've done it before. This is not the first time. Look at him go.
Is he doing it? This is really much more exciting than it has any right to be.
There we go. Here he goes. He's doing it. He's doing the spot that I moved for him. Beautiful. Thank you, mate. Cheers, Governor. Off he goes. Although, with all the snow, to be fair, he's not.
No, don't diminish this moment.
He's not accomplishing anything.
Don't diminish this moment.
All right, back we go. I'll try not to bank this car, bank that car.
Let me quickly pivot back to the movie. I like the idea of the ending. It somehow doesn't quite land, but I think the idea of the ending of the movie is that Patrick Bateman goes on this cartoonishly operatic killing spree, and he's finally just like loses it and ends up confessing on the phone to his lawyer. But the thing is that the lawyer doesn't believe him. And then whoever this strange woman in the apartment is, they've cleaned up the apartment or whatever. So Bateman is in this situation where he can't come clean. He can't clear whatever small conscience he has, which is weird because he supposedly has no conscience. But he has no catharsis. He wants to confess. He wants to just like pay the consequences or get this, somehow address this homicidal rage in himself. But he can't do it because nobody will like accept that he's actually done these things. And so he's kind of stuck in this internal prison of homicidal feeling and psychosis, I guess. But it doesn't quite. I think there's a way to do it that would be more effective. Maybe the idea of that is interesting, but
I don't think the ending seems to want to like reach some sort of emotional climax, but it's the wrong solution for this character and this film and this style.
Well, this is the problem with this character is like the whole point is, he says in the beginning, there's an idea of Patrick Bateman, some kind of abstraction, but there is no real me.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's your main character, how can you have any kind of development or introspection or...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't... Yeah, that's why I don't find it interesting, I think. I think it is a taste thing as well. It's not for me, this film. It's not my cup of tea.
Shall we pivot?
Please. I've said nothing of any interest about it, and I don't have anything more interesting to say.
So let's pivot into the 21st century.
Is that right? That was 2000? Or no, that was 99.
2000.
So because the World Trade Center is in that movie.
You and 9/11, man. You can never let it go.
We must never forget.
Movies from the year 2001 that I've seen.
Okay.
A couple of big ones. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Philosopher's Stone.
Is that the first one?
The first one.
That's when they started? Jesus.
Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. First one. I always think about what Artie says by the third movie. You won't believe how many people are behind this door. He is funny.
Very good.
Y tu mamá también.
Y tu mamá también. So Margie and I saw that when we were not dating. Because when we first met, she was living with this other guy.
Living with this other guy, like as friends or as?
No, as partners.
I don't think it's that strange a question. These things happen.
Yeah, I guess so. No, living with this other guy. She had a boyfriend. She lived with their boyfriend.
Huh.
But it wasn't like it was on the rocks. I think when I met her, that was clear that was maybe coming to an end. But I don't know if she was still living with him at the time. But we went and saw this movie, and I had obviously decided that Margie was the girl for me. She had not come to the same conclusion about me, and we watched that movie, which is, very, very sexy, and I remember just feeling quite frustrated afterwards that the girl that I was seeing it with didn't share any feelings for me.
Well, you got there in the end, didn't you?
It took a while, but yeah, it took a lot of convincing.
Finally, in the year 2022, she
said, all right. Fuck it.
How about Hedwig and the Angry Inch?
Oh, yeah, your mate, John Cameron Mitchell. Your neighbor, no?
Yes, John Cameron Mitchell lived in the apartment next to me in me and Molly on West 11th Street. A really, really sweet and kind man. It was amazing to be close to him physically. We were next door neighbors, but not that close of friends. But, we'd have lunch occasionally and whatever. During that period where that show, which started as a musical, of course, which he starred in, was really taking off and then becoming a movie and everything.
Didn't you tell me he had a big picture of a poster of Minnie and Moskowitz on his wall?
That's right, yeah, he did.
That really endeared me to him. One of my faves.
Yeah. Yeah, lovely, lovely guy. Donnie Darko.
Oh, yeah. Weird movie. I wonder what that's like now. That became like a cult kind of...
I really liked that one. How about The Pledge?
That's
Sean Penn movie.
I remember
Jack
not
Nicholson.
wanting to watch that again.
That was my feeling. That's one of those movies where I was like, oh man, I don't think I could ever.
There was one big coincidence at the end of that movie, right? That made it.
The killer, I think, ends up getting in a fatal car accident right before
I didn't like it. Until then, it felt so like just tight and contained and like everything in there. And then there's this one little yeah, you gotta fix that.
A Beautiful Mind. Movie
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
By the great Ron Howard.
Yeah, I don't think I could watch that movie.
You're not a fan of the Howard style, but I have a soft spot for
sentimental American,
for Ron, having because Molly's done a couple of movies with him, and so I don't know, but I'm very name droppy on this podcast. I'm not normally so name droppy in my day-to-day life. Name drops and my father. That's what comes up in here more than
therapy.
Gosford Park, a movie I really like. Altman.
Yeah,
Altman's
good
Gosford
movie.
Park. Yeah, really great. Clive Owen, so good. Emily Watson. The Royal Tenenbaums.
Oh yeah, the best of the Wes Andersons.
The Man Who Wasn't There.
Love that movie.
A movie about a barber who tries to get into dry cleaning. as the
So
Coen
good.
brothers described it. Yeah,
It's
I
a
didn't
very
like.
good
It's Matt Galkin loved that movie from the jump, and I did not like it. And over the years, I think I only saw it once again, but it's grown on me. But I've generally, actually there's sort of a pattern with me and the Coen brothers, where the first time I watch some of their movies, I haven't really gotten it, and then like Barton Fink was like that for me, Big Lebowski was sort of like that for me, and then that last, A Serious Man, is that what it's called? Ocean's 11, really great,
really great.
just fun, that's a fun movie,
Really
yeah.
fun. Great
Yeah.
on a plane.
Great on a plane. It's on cable. You turn it on at any point in it. You just sit down and watch it. Yeah.
Very slick, charming, brilliantly done.
The Others.
Nicole Kidman. Yeah.
I remember liking that a lot. Yeah.
It's all right.
Emily.
I liked Emily a lot when it came out. Probably too cute now, but I had a lot of time for it.
I suspect that's a movie that's one of those victim of its own success stylistically. Like that tone and that has been, well, sort of like Wes Anderson, so diluted and by commercials and by other movies that it probably seems it's tough to separate from its. And then finally, AI.
Oh God!
I saw it when it came out, and I wasn't that into it. And then I saw it again, maybe 10 years later, and I do remember thinking, like, "Wow, this is like a super dark and interesting premise of like."
Oh yeah, the idea, the beginning, the idea, which Kubrick was working on for years and years and years, is really good. And I think I heard somewhere that Kubrick wanted to make it at a time when he could have the boy played by a robot, which is just fucking brilliant. Like immediately explains the difference between Kubrick and everyone else. It's like, no, this will work when it's a real robot that we actually force you to love.
Well, so what is the premise exactly? I don't quite recall.
The family loses a son and they get a replacement son, an AI, they get a replacement child. Right. But then the AIs go on their own adventure and Jude Law gets involved and oh my God, it turns terrible. I remember watching.
Wait. So the idea, I'm just looking on Wikipedia here. So their son has a rare disease and is in suspended animation. And then they get given this 11-year-old prototype child who's capable of experiencing love. And then the real son, and she forms a bond, and then the real son comes back.
That's right. Sorry, yes, you're right. That's great.
And so then I guess they kind of like abandon the fake boy, the robot boy, and then it's like his adventures. Is that right? Something like that.
Right. And then he gets abandoned, but Jude Law, who's an AI, right?
Yeah.
An AI.
That's the turning point, right?
It becomes the Spielberg, merry-go-round
Oliver
adventure.
Twist of
It's so stupid. But I remember, and then you've got this awful voiceover by Ben Kingsley. And I remember the movie's like 3 hours long, right? And after the second hour, the movie basically ends. And there's like the spaceship goes to the bottom of the ocean, remember?
Right.
And it ends and it kind of cuts to black and everyone's like, oh, okay. And then the Ben Kingsley voiceover goes something like 200 years later.
2,000 years later.
2000, whatever it is. And it starts again. And the whole audience went, oh. Just fuck, get us out of here.
A very strange movie.
It's rubbish.
All right, let's pivot to movies I have not seen from 2001. And there are some good ones, but I already know, no question, what it's going to be. Do you want me to start with that one, or do you want me to hold off?
No, let's hold off.
Okay, so here are some movies from 2001 I haven't seen. Spirited Away.
Oh, Spirited Away, the thingy, Miyazaki?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
Black Hawk Down.
Oh, yeah. Very loud movie.
The Fast and the Furious.
Is that the first one?
I think it's the first one. I've never seen any of those. So it's the first Fast and Furious, the first Harry Potter, and the first Lord of the Rings, and the Ocean's 11. So it's interesting.
Oh, franchise. Here we go.
Franchise year, yeah. Training Day.
Oh, that's a good movie. You've never seen Training Day?
No.
That's a good plane movie. King Kong. It's fucking King Kong. You must have seen some of that, no?
No.
You've never seen like Denzel fucking ripping Ethan Hawke apart?
No.
You'd enjoy that a lot. It's a fun movie.
How about Shrek?
I don't think I've ever seen Shrek like all the way through.
All right, here it is. Ready? It's a bit embarrassing to admit, given my Mulholland Drive.
Ooh, Mulholland Drive. Damn. How can you not have seen that?
Too scary.
I thought you liked Lynch.
I do like Lynch. I should say, like, it'll be interesting to see this movie because I think there a lot of people think that this is his masterpiece. And there's a lot of Lynch I actually don't like, but I just respect and revered him so much as an artist and as a kind of persona, like such an interesting character and so committed to his view of the world and to the idea, But yeah, Mulholland Drive. So I think that's probably going to be the one.
That does sound like it might be the one.
Yeah. Zoolander.
What if we just pick Zoolander instead?
Yeah. Vanilla Sky.
Oh yeah.
The Piano Teacher.
Ooh.
No, I don't think I can do that.
That's such a good movie. Holy shit. That's an incredible movie. Incredible.
That's a little too advanced for me, isn't it?
Mikhail Haneke. Come this way. I'll show you what's wrong with the world.
Yeah.
Amazing movie. Edith Eddie Felt, one of the great performances. Well, I have a film of his that I'm saving for us.
Okay. Ghost World.
I love Ghost World.
Yeah.
That was a movie unlike most movies, right? It was like it lived in its own little universe. It was really cool. That the what's his name? Crumb?
Daniel Clowes.
Daniel Clowes. That world. Yeah, Ghost World.
All right, and finally, In the Bedroom.
Ooh, that's a shame. That's a really, really, really good movie. Alex's favorite movie for a while. It's just excellent. It's like, it's what you want as its first movie, right? Todd Field's first movie. It's a shame that that's up against Mulholland Drive because I would pick that movie in most years. Also because it's so well crafted and the performances are so great and it's simple and just clean and well executed and it's a fan. I can't put it on your list of movies that you should watch.
Okay,
you'd really like it.
All right, it's got to be Mulholland Drive, no?
Yeah, all right.
So I think that's it. Anything else we want to say?
I would like to apologize for the quality of the analysis of this week's movie.
Wow, you never apologize for anything.
I feel like I just feel like I didn't have anything to contribute. Really, I don't like the movie, and that doesn't happen very often because I usually don't pick a movie that I don't like for that reason. Mm-hmm. Just because I don't find it particularly interesting just to trash a film for a while. But I'd forgotten that I hadn't seen it since, and there weren't, to be honest, a lot of other options for that year anyway. But you can't live with regret. We'll do better next time.
Is that true?
You can't live with regret, Jimmy.
Well, why not?
It'll eat you alive. It's tension and lies that'll give you a cancer of the heart.
Who says that?
Husbands, John Cassavetes.
So no regret. Okay, let me write this down.
Yeah. See if you can follow that for the next couple of weeks.
No live with regrets. Okay. Great.
All right.
I should take that into my work. And that's that. Next time, we'll dive deep into the unsettling world of David Lynch's neo-noir phantasmagoria Mulholland Drive, starring Naomi Watts, Laura Herring, and Justin Theroux. Some have called it Lynch's masterpiece. We'll see about that. Check it out if you have a chance. Bye for now.